What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Thursday is almost gone. Tomorrow is finally freaking Friday. Program note, we won't be having our usual Friday night live stream tomorrow night. Having a delayed Valentine's Day with Mama. You know, if you don't take care of Mama, we're in trouble. You're in trouble. So, gonna spend go on a little trip, just a little, one night, well, actually 2-night trip. 2-night trip with the wife, gonna double date, go to a comedy show and things like that, and just have some good time. Because, you've got to take time in life for the important things. And my wife is so important. She is truly my partner in life, and we've always talked about when we first got married, growing old together. Like, you know what? I'm already old, and we still together, so we are growing old together, and I couldn't think of a better person in the world to spend the rest of my life with. So, we are here at some crossroads, and just having a conversation coming up the road with my man DMV. About, the forecast. We all have ideas. Some of them might be right, some might be wrong, and it's beginning to rain again. But be that as it may, there are so many different ways of going about building a team. And DMV said something interesting to me today, because I keep thinking about running backs. This morning when I got up, I was talking about running backs, the big yardage getting running backs, the higher paid running backs that are on the second contracts. And looking at that, until you get to Dalvin Cook, which is way down the list there, I think at 5th, none of those big name running backs on a second contract, until you get down to Christian McCaffrey again, were playoff teams. And as I think about it, there's been so many great running backs out there that haven't sniffed the Super Bowl. Now, Jamal Lewis with the Ravens, he was a 2,000-yard rusher. He got a ring with Baltimore, I believe. But I think about so many big name running backs. I mean, you think about DeMarco Murray, 1,800 yards plus for the Cowboys, for us. No Super Bowl. You think about Zeke Elliott's rookie year, where he was just like an absolute beast. No Super Bowl. You think about Chris Johnson, like with the Tennessee Titans, no Super Bowl ring. And so now you have to start saying, is that guy necessary to win Super Bowls? Adrian Peterson, one of the best backs in football history. No ring. Frank Gore, played forever. No ring. And so as we sit here and we talk about Tony Pollard at $10 million a year, right? And Zeke Elliott currently at 16, but there's no guaranteed money left. You could make him a June 1st cut and, save $11 million. And you could save $10 million on Tony Pollard. So let me throw this out there. And don't kill me. Listen, you have to think about every scenario possible out there. I'm not recommending any of these. I'm just saying that this is a possibility. So when you look at that, if you franchise tag Tony Pollard, if you don't change Zeke Elliott's contract, that's $26 million, right? $26 million. Let's say you get Zeke to take a pay cut, right? Right? Take a pay cut. Tear up the contract and start over, like you did with D-Law. That's ideally the way to do it. If you cut him as of June 1st, it's going to be almost $6 million. So best case scenario, if you keep Tony Pollard, is $10+ million on a franchise tag unless you get a long-term deal, which you have to worry about that second contract where guys aren't going to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Alvin Kamara, He signed his second contract. He ain't in the Super Bowl either. But be that as it may, $10 million plus the five summits, that's $16 million if you keep Tony Pollard and you cut Zeke as of June 1st. That's $16 million. Or if you don't sign Tony Pollard and you just cut Zeke, then that's $20 million you save, right? Because $16 million is the cap number right now. You end up making him a June 1st, that's 5 point something, so roughly 11 million, and then you save the 10 million right there. So that's 21 million. So let me say hypothetically, which is better? To pay those two running backs that $21 million, right? Or is it better to get yourself two offensive linemen to help out? You follow my logic here? Or get yourself an additional offensive lineman and put some of that money towards a receiver. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing that I want you to look at that you're not putting in the equation. Having a great back with a terrible offensive line doesn't work. Having a great quarterback without wide receivers that can catch doesn't work. You understand where I'm going with my logic here? You understand where I'm going? Because we all talk about, well, look at the Eagles. They've got running backs that are on the first year of the contract going by committee with no names. You know why those no names work? Why you can get away with, rookie and, unsung heroes at running back? If you have a great offensive line. There it is. There it is. That's the difference. Because Emmitt Smith was a great running back. But here's the thing with Emmitt Smith. He had the best offensive line in football. They didn't call him the Great Wall of Dallas for nothing. They opened up holes that were this big. You know what I'm saying? A tractor trailer could go through these things. So Emmitt Smith wasn't getting contact till 4 or 5 yards downfield. It was kind of like John Riggins with the Hogs. Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Timmy Smith rushed for a Super Bowl record 209 yards, okay? A nobody. First start ever, Super Bowl game, 209 yards. Got cut by Washington and was never heard from again. Offensive line matters. So here's the thing. The Cowboys forever have always worried about the skill positions, okay? They worry about the quarterback, the wide receivers. But there used to be, except for this brief period of the Great Wall, of Dallas too, the offensive line. And it paid dividends in helping the quarterback stay upright. But they forget about that, and it seems like they're more worried about all the skill positions, as they call it. But I'm going to tell you, blocking an edge rusher that can run a 4.5 40 out there, there's some skill into that. But be that as it may, the rain's getting harder and harder, so I need to wrap this shit up. Having great running backs in a terrible line does you no good. Spending a boatload of money for running backs, especially one that is kind of over the hill, and your offensive line is 28th in pass blocking. Look at Kansas City. Look at the Eagles. Two of the best offensive lines in football with no-name running backs. That works. So I go back to my original premise. Do you pay $20-some million for the running backs and then proceed to get rained on and have an offensive line that's still just average? You might be better suited spending your money instead of the running backs on making sure the offensive line is really good. And I'm going to say, remember, folks, tell the people you love them, because you might not get the chance again, and you might get out in the rain and catch pneumonia and croak. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, I appreciate y'all. God willing, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.